Hi, I'm Calum from Coolbox, and I'm going to take you behind the scenes of a promo video we did with Chopstix.
It work?
So we were commissioned by Chopstix to film a promo to show off their food and the customer journey. The shoot was over 2 days, with one being in a studio location and one being in one of their restaurants. So on the first filming day, we did all the slow-mo cooking shots. The first shot we wanted to get was an overhead shot of all the food dropping into a wok. To do this, we had to build this quite extravagant scaffolding setup. Because we had a really expensive camera, we were shooting on the Phantom VO, which does 1,000 frames per second. As it's a really heavy rig, we had to make sure that the camera was really secure and wasn't going to budge everywhere. We had to do this shot quite a few times because once the food gets dropped, we can't control where it lands. We were filming at 1,000 frames per second, so we needed to flood the scene with a lot of light. We used one 2x1 panel and a couple of 1x1 light panels. We then brought in a 300D to kind of bring shape to it.
Hi, I'm Mark. I'm also from Coolbox, and I was the co-director of the Chopstix shoot. The second day's filming was in one of the Chopstix stores just north of Manchester. The restaurant is usually open to the public, so we had to wait until all the people had left the restaurant, and that was at 10 PM before we could even start setting up the scene, never mind filming, which meant we didn't actually finish filming until about 3 in the morning. First things first, as soon as the restaurant was clear, we went through the storyboard again with the marketing team at Chopstix, and then we blocked through the entire scene so everybody knew where they needed to be, where they needed to look, what they needed to do. The lighting for this scene was a little bit tricky because we didn't really have full control over the house lights. To begin with, we just set our camera's white balance and exposure to match the house lights of Chopstix, and then we just used a really simple 1x1 light panel that somebody was just holding and was following the actors around just to give a bit of shape around faces so it wasn't some big horrible flat mess just coming from the house lights.
Hi, I'm Connor. I head up post-production here at Coolbox Video. The client asked us while we were on set if we could do an effect where we essentially had both of the actors cut out from their positions and then placed in sort of like an anime sort of effect. So on set, we shot the shots twice, one of the male actor, one of the female actor, and we had them against sort of the regular background with a bit more detail. And we also wanted something that's called a plate, which is essentially where we remove the background. Frame by frame, we drew around them, we painted around them, which was a lot more difficult than it should have been. Both of the actors had very curly hair. To go along with the foreground element where we've cut them out, we sort of had these speed lines that I offset one by one. We had multiple layers to give the effect of the background flying by. And then I changed the colors to go with either the male actor or the female actor. So we've got that contrast between blues and reds. That's essentially how we generated that background.
One of the shots that we tried to get on the first day filming in the studio, we ran out of time. So while we still had the Phantom VO camera, we wanted to capture a shot of all the Chopstix food kind of coming back into one of their little red boxes. We got a confetti cannon and we cut it in half, took all the confetti out of it and placed it below a hole that was in the bottom of the box. And then basically we just released the confetti cannon, minus confetti, and it exploded all the food out of the box. And then once you play that backwards, it looks like everything's coming back into this little box.
You can see when we've reversed the footage, a small tear appears out of one side of the box. So what we had to do was essentially paint out that section of tearing to make it look as if the box is all still together. Frame by frame, just watch the edge and try to get it to match as best as possible.
Thanks for watching. If you want to see the full Chopstix video, you can see it on our socials probably, I don't know. Ask Jess.